Okay. So again, if you're on Facebook, if you're on LinkedIn, then you have access to millions and millions of people that clearly would be prospects for your business. All right. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's why so many people, that's behind the secret of the top earners in your business. Many people don't realize that they're not visible. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to your ability to talk to people and their perception of who you are and what you're all about. By the same token, because you have so much information about the other person, that's what it's all about. It's all about, is the person that you're talking to a prospect for your business? Okay. All right. So we're going to look at conversations. We're going to look to see exactly what you have to do. At the end of the day, folks, if you're not talking to 5 or 10 people every day, then you are missing an amazing opportunity, bottom line. So I'm going to pop over here because I was just working with Robin. Robin's one of my coaching students. And let me shut this down because I believe we already sent it. Let me just make sure we did. Yes, we did. Okay. Now, so Robin was talking to Carolyn. Now you can see Carolyn's online right now. And if we look at her profile, we can see experienced customer relations specialist, thrives working with a solid team, background in sales, marketing, PR. Come down here and we look and we can see she worked for this company for 9.5 years. Prior to that, she worked for a magazine for 5 years, went to work for another magazine for 5 years, and now for the last 9 years, she's been doing this. But there was nothing visible on her profile about looking for another opportunity. Nothing. Keep in mind that initially what happens is people create a profile, they put themselves out there, and they put that open to work frame. And they get slammed with all kinds of messages from people trying to sell them things, especially network marketers. So if we look at the conversation, so this was, again, we already sent this, so we can take that out and we can make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. So you started to talk to her on July the 13th. And look at this. You sent it at 10:11 at night, and she accepted it right away. And she says, your profile interests me. Yes, it does. Because when you set your profile up correctly, your profile is going to interest people. So what do? I currently manage a medical marijuana doctor's office in Denver. I'm also freelance copywriting. To be honest, I am looking for a huge career shift. What do? Do you love it? I'd love to hear from you on this. Have an amazing day. Now, if your profile is set up correctly, number one, and if you are reaching out to people who would have a natural interest in what you're doing, you're going to get these kinds of conversations 5 times a day, 10 times a day, 20 times a day. It never ends. So that was on the 19th. And then you wrote back, I'm a nurse for over 25 years. And yes, I love it. I'm also building a growing internet business online to help offset the craziness with the inflation to live a bit more comfortably while furthering my career, which I love even more. So you're asking what prompted you to get into freelance writing, which is the natural question. It's on the list of questions that you would want to ask somebody. But remember what we said? Sometimes the response that we get to a question contains the seeds to a better question. Not what prompted you to get into freelance writing, because that's what she does. Actually, what she does is she manages a medical practice. But I'm looking for a huge career shift and hoping to make some power moves soon. So the obvious questions are, why are you looking to make a change? How soon are you looking to do it? And there's some other questions. So what we did was actually, and then you asked her about freelance writing. So she comes back, I had to get off the internet for a little while and unplug. How are you doing? I love that you're a nurse and working on a side hustle. Those are my goals too. As for what prompted me into freelance writing, journalism was my major, and I love to create with words. I'm also a fluent copywriter and really enjoy the marketing side of it. What is the business you're building? Now you're going to get this over and over again. Over and over again. So this morning, we sent her this. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Because this was at the end of July. We're at the end of August. Sorry for my delayed response. I just sent this to a good friend and thought that you'd appreciate it too. Regarding your question about my side online business, I'm working with now. She's building a Melaleuca business. Now, if we were going to give her the name, I'm working with a company called Melaleuca. Then what we would do was we would ask the question, what do you know about network marketing? Instead, we can drag it out a little bit. We're not trying to be deceptive, but we could describe the business. I'm working with international business in the health and wellness industry. Ask her another question. Learn a little bit more about it. She's going to come back and she's going to ask, what's the name of the company? At that point in time, you would come back and say, oh, I'm working with Isagenix. What do you know about network marketing? So here, I'm working with a 37-year-old company that manufactures a wide variety of green, non-toxic products used in everyone's home that are so popular we have a 97% reorder rate. Women with young children especially love them. And now, instead of asking, what do you know about network marketing, we're bringing the conversation back to her. Why are you looking to change careers? Now, when she comes back and tells you why she's looking to change careers, you can predict the next question. She's going to come back and she's going to ask you, what's the name of the company? At that point in time, you would say, I'm working with a company called Melaleuca. What experience have you had with network marketing? Now, again, you can have these conversations over and over and over and over and over again. They're all going to be a little different because you're talking to different people and people have different needs, different concerns. Everybody is different. So for those of you that are in boot camp, we provided you with a whole slew of positive images that you can use, you can share. So let me just come over here. And so one of them is obviously if you don't build your dream, someone will hire you to help them build theirs. And the obvious one that you're going to use when you're talking to somebody that's looking to make a change if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never the goal. And something that you're going to use quite often. Is this one. The 3 C's of life: choices, chances, changes. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. On a scale from 1 to 10, she is a great prospect. Great prospect. So now we're going to come back over here. And this is the other person you're talking to, Chris. Open to work. And we come down here and we look to see what she's doing. So according to this, she's working. Why is she looking to change jobs? But you also got to look at what she does. What's her background? Student services specialist, leadership council. She's in the college, in the college world, an advisor, director of student activities. So she probably makes a little bit more money than the other person. All right, so let's look at how this conversation went. You send this out on July the 18th at 11:10. She accepted you right away. How long have you been on LinkedIn? How is it working for you? I did get one informal interview by luck. How about you? What do you do? Because ultimately, that's where you want to get. What do they do? And you should always have an end result in mind. Where do you want this conversation to go? You only want to talk to people about your business where you can see a fit, where you can see a need. There needs to be some potential synergy. I'm an extension educator for the Minnesota County Fair in 20 days, drinking from a fire hose. So what do? So she gives you a list. Now, keep in mind that this was July the 20th. She's busy. But now the fair has got to be over. So why do you want to leave your current job? I want to make more money. Now, there are many opportunities out there that she'd be more than qualified. How much does she want to make? What are you making and how much money do you want to make? So she wants to have half the commute. Now she says here, I'm going to start a lateral move. Let me unmute. Okay, Robin. So you see here, so according to this, we asked her this in July the 30th, and she wrote back right away, I'm going to accept a lateral move. I make less than 55,000 and I want to make 75. So she's got a job and she's making a little more than about $1,000 a week, and she wants to make 75. But the good news is she's got a job. She's got income coming in. And so she can start working with you You can show her how she can make $1,000 a week working part-time or $500 a week while she's building up her business. Then she could work literally. She could eliminate the commute. There's no commute. And with your project launch script, you could show her how she could make anywhere between $20,000 and $40,000 over the next 90 days. What's going to appeal to her? So you always want to have in the back of your mind, what questions? Well, one question will be, what kind of work will you be doing? when you start your job in September. All right. Now, that's going to be the initial question. After she tells us what the job is, we're gonna, depending upon the answer, we're gonna be able to walk her right into the rest. So first, what we're gonna do is we're going to ask her a question, because last time we talked to her was the end of July. We're almost at the end of August. So let's start out by saying, sorry for my delayed response. Hope that you've been well. Now, how did you survive survive well, actually what we could say is, I hope you've been well. Managed to survive county fair. Okay, and then we're going to ask the question, what kind of work will you be doing when you start your job in September? Okay, and that's how we do it. What we do is we ask questions, but we always want to ask questions in sequence. It's very important that we follow the flow of the conversation. Critically important. All right, now let's let me pop out of your account. So she's another good prospect. And so what was this one here? You have so much experience. Unfortunately, my business is not at the place yet where I could pay for coaching. You know, I got to tell you something, Robbie, we're going to have a lot of fun with her. Okay. But again, you see, look what happens here.
She reached out to me, I believe.
Yep. So these are the kind of conversations you're going to have. And to be fair, I need to jump into other ones, but you know, so we just, let's just say this, okay? Again, we're looking for a need. We're looking for a need. And really, there's a couple of different ways we could do this. So let's hold her off. But that is what a profile can do for you. You put yourself out there. You want to be the person that your ideal prospect would want to talk to. We don't have to be pushy. We don't have to be none of that. It comes down to conversation. Who are you talking to? So let me come up here and let's look at Cordell. And he's down here is Corky. Without the E. Okay. So Cordell's on here. Blog your passion. So the question is, what does Corky do? Let me move that out of the way. Okay. So your effect that you have on people is going to be based on what people see about you. You have everything in your everything is totally in your hands. Every day, like I said, you can be talking to 10, 15, 20 people every day that clearly need what you have, want what you have. And if you're not on LinkedIn, man, you need to be here. So let's come back. So here, premier blogging expert, veteran, social media strategist, internet entrepreneur. He plays a Gibson guitar. Now, if I was looking for an opportunity, there's nothing on here, this page, that would appeal to me, or anybody who was looking for an opportunity. Blog your passion. Setting up a blog, man, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Not that easy to make money. You're looking for people that want to make money right away. There is absolutely no reason why you can't be talking to people every day. Every day. It's all about a person's perception of who you are and what you do. It's that simple. All right. So let me say, I see an old, I don't mean old. So Marie, I'm glad you're here. Let's take a look at. Let me unmute Marie. Good morning, Marie. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm pooped.
You're pooped?
Yep, my job is wearing me out.
What job are we talking about?
Well, I took a full-time job in March, and I've been on a learning curve ever since.
Okay, what are you doing?
Hospice chaplaincy. I'm driving around like a nut in New Hampshire in rural areas.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I was gonna say that, you know, one of the benefits of being on a social network is you can apply your online presence here to get more work. But it doesn't sound like that's really what you don't need any more of that.
I don't need any more work. You know, I was cooling off on the network marketing, the LifeWave.
Right.
I wasn't making any progress. I wasn't putting in the time. And I got interested in the issue of compliance, website compliance. And I narrowed all of my website work onto focusing on compliance. I pulled all my sites offline because everything didn't comply. So anyway, and then I ended up taking that full-time job, and I have been barely keeping warm the idea of helping businesses get their websites compliant. So I've got that as an interest, but I've backed it off from consultant to enthusiast. It says compliance. See, I haven't even been on my LinkedIn site since then.
Right.
I haven't even been on there to correct it. I corrected the Facebook, so it says advocate or something instead of consultant.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. Here you go. Okay, so
I don't post any business stuff at all on the Facebook.
Right. Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Okay. So, but when we talk about compliance for who?
Accessibility, having your website accessible for people with different abilities.
Okay.
And there are laws that steer that, and more people are getting sued if their website isn't compliant.
Well, that's true. And the Federal Trade Commission also has, rules about compliance, not making any income claims, not making any product claims.
Right.
But here's my question. So you help somebody make their website compliant.
Well, actually, I'm more of a referral source at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I do the needs assessment bit and an audit of their website, and then I refer them to the people who actually do the work.
Gotcha. So how do you make money doing that?
I get paid a referral fee.
Okay. But it's typically a one-shot deal, right?
Well, it's a one-shot deal with the potential of, if I ever wanted to add back writing or a little project work for these clients, I'm developing the client on the front end.
Right.
I'm developing a relationship.
Okay. Okay. All right. But let's just step back for a minute and let's talk about what you said at the beginning about you're cooling off towards network marketing. Why?
Well, I never had any success with it, and I probably didn't put in the time. Initially when I got excited about your work and was on every week, like 5 times, and was actually doing the connection when I was building up my connections in LinkedIn. I was having these conversations. None of the conversations ended up in people joining LifeWave with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I got tired of not being successful at it.
Okay. But let me ask you a question. How long have you been with LifeWave?
Since February of 2011 as a product user.
Okay. Okay.
And I haven't even sorted out with LifeWave what happens now that my upline sponsor just died. But I don't think that would affect me, except that it's been kind of disappointing.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me open up another page here.
The LifeWave is really a time constraint. The whole network marketing, I mean, I haven't fallen out of love with LifeWave at all. It's just that I don't seem to be a network marketer.
Well, I want to bring up Renata Lundberg. Now, I've known Renata Lundberg for about maybe 12 years. And originally, a good friend of mine, a mutual friend, I should say, Renata went to them and said, hey, I'm a top earner in my company. At the time, it was Univera. And I want to learn how to use social media. Who can you recommend? So John recommended me. We started working together, and she rose to, she was already at the top, but what I taught her enabled her to help numerous people in her downline become $1 million earners, and she increased her the size of her business. Well, in November of 2020, Univera arbitrarily pulled out of the network marketing model. They said, hey, sorry guys, but we're not, we got customers. Thank you very much for getting us those customers, but we're canceling the distributor model. So Renata took off for about 6 months. She was very disappointed. And her husband had a health issue with his feet. In fact, they were thinking that, he had to go for surgery. And someone told her about these LifeWave patches. So her husband got on them, and I think it was within 2 or 3 weeks, his feet problems were gone. I mean, she's got a picture of him, water skiing without skis. So she became so passionate about the product, she decided she was going to build a business, and she applied what I taught her on Facebook to now rebuilding a LifeWave business. And within 6 months, she was a top earner in LifeWave. And now she's on the company's leadership council. And I think it was last June or July, I did a whole LifeWave workshop for her team, for the company. And they just had I understand they just had a convention.
I signed up for the convention and I couldn't even go.
Okay. Well, all right. But what I'm saying to you is this, and by the way, as a as a side comment and testimonial, I woke up April the 9th, and I had developed Bell's palsy. Now, this is a result of taking that booster COVID shot. So at any rate, when you have Bell's palsy, the whole left side of your face drops. You have I thought I had a stroke. And Renata, sent me those patches, and I've been using them religiously. And Bell's palsy is not permanent. You get better. And but it has certainly speeded up my results. I'm about 90% back. Obviously, you can't. It hasn't affected my speech. Well, there's still a little bit thing, but my point is this: that in order to be successful in network marketing, first and foremost, you got to be passionate about a product. Now, you've been taking this product for a long time, so you're familiar with the company, you're familiar with the product. The question is, again, if you are trying to build a business, okay, it comes down to who are you talking to and the conversations that you have with people. Now, there are, and again, I've been working with several hundred LifeWave people, and they're killing it. And here's why. You can go up here on LinkedIn today, because LinkedIn has changed. I mean, you and I did I think a coaching session, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And the thing is, since then, what LinkedIn has done is they've given people that want to change jobs an opportunity to promote themselves. So we come over here and go looking for opportunity. You have roughly 1.2 million people that are looking for an opportunity, and LinkedIn now makes it easy to see who these people are. They put this little frame around their picture. And what we start to see is some people take it off after a month or two because they just getting slammed by network marketers, people that are trying to sell things. So here you look at this. So she's been looking for a job since April of last year. And that doesn't mean she's not working. It means that she doesn't want to put down on here that she's a team member of a Burger King, because she needs to work. So the bottom line is that this is just looking for an opportunity. We go over here and we look for opportunities, IES. And you got another 1.6 million. Same thing. All of these people, whether they have that green frame around them or not, is looking for ways to make extra income. Now, you come up here and you say, all right, show me someone that's into health and wellness. Well, how about a nurse? Look at all the nurses. There's 1,400 nurses that are flat out looking for an opportunity. We could come up here and we could say, you know what, instead of the nurse, we could pick an LPN, a licensed practical nurse. This is just one example. So you got 1,000 LPNs that are looking for ways to generate extra income. Add to that the people that are looking to make extra money because of rising inflation, the rising cost of gas. And I have to tell you, Maria, it has never been easier to build a business. Now, if you don't have an upline,
I have an upline that I can reach out to, because you remember my upline wasn't that supportive. She couldn't market her way out of a paper bag.
right. Right.
And she had very bad interpersonal skills, and she never did network marketing. She was a vet.
Mhm.
And our focus was supposed to be LifeWave for horses. And that's still where my focus would be.
Okay.
And I just don't have time right now. I don't have the physical capacity right now. I can't sit at the computer.
Well, first of all, and what I'm going to suggest is, if you did decide to pursue it, okay, I'll introduce you to Renata, and Renata will treat you like, I mean, because she's a good friend and she's got that kind of a heart. She would literally include you in her, as part of her team. They do support trainings 5 days a week. Okay, we're not necessarily for you, but as you bring people into the business, they got to be trained. And she has a phenomenal support system. But as far as time is concerned, you're not locked in. Let me just show you something here.
For some reason, I can't see your screen.
You can't. Can everybody else see my screen? Let me just go back here and make sure that
Don't dare touch anything. I'm afraid I'll lose your sound.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. But so if you can't see my screen, what I was going to bring up was my phone.
Oh, wait, maybe I've got it.
Okay. So here, if you got to watch this. Let me open this up. And I'm going to just change this up a little bit so you can see it. So now you're looking at my phone. And so while you're driving around, this is LinkedIn on your phone. And you could do 90%.
Max, I had such high expectations. That was my plan when I started this job. And I was in a coaching group, and they said, "Oh, you're so lucky. You got 4 hours a day of driving around." And it's just not practical. It doesn't work that way. I cannot work on my phone, or it doesn't work. I tried it.
Okay. Well,
I expected it, and it doesn't work.
Well, again, like I said, I'm not trying to, it depends on what you're doing. In other words, you use your phone for one thing. You use your phone to talk to people. Okay. So you make connections with people. You can do that at home. You spend 25, 30 minutes, doing that. And then while you're out and about, while you're waiting for an appointment, while you're waiting to get served food, I mean, you've got all kinds of opportunities to talk to people right here. So from the standpoint of that, it comes down to, let me come back over here. It really, I'll tell you the truth, it comes down to, what's the word I'm looking for? The why. All right. Now, for all the reasons that you initially got into network marketing, if you wanted to focus, I mean, originally you reminded me, if we come back and we look at your profile here, yes, you're looking for, you want to apply this with horse people, but because that's, horses are your passion, but you can demonstrate your passion for horses, but because the bottom line is, we could still come up here and we could do a search for looking for opportunities and just put in the word horse. So you got all these people that are connected to the horse world. There's 7,000 people here that are looking for an opportunity, and they have something to do with horses. You come up here, you do the same thing with equestrian. So there's ample opportunities for you. I mean, the bottom line is, I guess we never got to it, and of course my familiarity with your company, back in June of 2020 is nothing compared to, like I said, this past June. I just started working with I think it was about 150 LifeWave people, and with Renata, and I am blown away at the support she's providing, not just everybody on her team, but everybody in the company. So for that reason, I'm saying that if she would be in a position to help you, more importantly, anybody else that you wanted to bring into your business. But this, if you're driving around doing all these things, if you compare what you're going to make referring people so that their websites are compliant, that's a much, much smaller industry. It's a much smaller market than the health and wellness industry, than the horse industry. And so, again, same thing. You could come up here, and if you wanted to, in fact, I remember, if you're looking for horses, you got breeders, you have 37,000 horse breeders. What are they? Let's go with stable owners. You got 3,300 stable owners. There is such a wide variety of people that you could talk to that would serve you better than, in fact, let me pull Pat up. Pat, I love this guy. I did the first, he was in my first boot camp for LinkedIn back in 2010. And he ended up literally making millions of dollars on LinkedIn. And let me see if I've got anything here. Yeah, so last time I worked with him was back in 2021. I coached him again, and sent out 35 messages. 15% have responded. Half of the people that responded signed up with him. Now, he only did this for about 8 months. He started another business. He only did this for 8 months, and then he sold it. He had started another business, and he wanted me to, so we wrote some scripts for him. He ended up launching a new line of CBD products, and he did so well with it that I think in like 5 months he sold it. He never sent me a card. Anyway, but so the bottom line is, again, I sincerely believe that, you really need to take another look at it. Life is too short to be doing something that keeps you so busy you can't do anything else. And the bottom line is, if you're going to do something, at least do something that's going to generate a growing stream of residual income, and that by itself is going to make the whole thing worthwhile for you. So definitely I understand you're going to be talking to Santa. Talk to her, because again, if you don't think you have time, 30 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 20 minutes there between if you're driving around, and you're certainly not going to want to do it while you're driving in your car. But believe me, you're going to have, there's going to be time for you to eke out 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, and start generating a side income that's going to enable you to slow down on the other stuff. I can definitely see there's some things that you clearly need to adjust and change. But if you didn't have results before, it was because you were either talking to the wrong people or you were saying the wrong things.
Max, the reason I didn't is I didn't put in the time. That's the most important.
But that's true.
I think.
Well, that's true. Okay. Well, no, they all go together. I mean, obviously, you need an hour. You need at least an hour a day. If you don't have an hour a day to do it, then you have to. That comes down. That's always the big question. Why? Why do you want to be a network? Why do you want to be a network marketing? What's the purpose? Why? How badly do you want whatever reason? Was it to be able to help lots of people? Was it to be able to generate a side income that would enable you not to work so hard? Would it, what would an extra $1,000 a month do for your lifestyle if it was coming in every month? What would an extra $3,000 a month coming in, whether you did anything or not, how would that affect your lifestyle? That's what gets people into network marketing. So you have to put in, you have to be, again, in network marketing, the first thing everybody needs to know, ask themselves, why are you doing this? What are you doing every day that contributes to your financial well-being? What? And people get it. And we just finished up a top earner retreat this last weekend, and that was the question I asked everybody. Why did you get into this business? Because when your why is big enough, you will find the time. As long as you can believe that it's possible for you to be successful, you got to have that belief. If you've got that belief that it can happen to me, then the bottom line is there's a simple, process. There's a simple thing to do. So you have to find the time. You have to make the time if you want it bad enough, is really what it comes down to. So every time you get into a situation where you're in your car and you're stuck in traffic or you go to fill up your car with gas and you can't believe how expensive gas is getting compared to what it was 2 years ago. And you start to get a little concerned and you start to get a little mad. Well, that's why people get into network marketing. I can tell you that, I mean, I can show, it's all about results. And results, frankly, speak for themselves. There are people that are attending this broadcast right here who have achieved outrageous success. They're in the process, brand new to network marketing. They're starting to have success now. There's a gentleman here that I just started working with, maybe it was 3 weeks ago, knew nothing about network marketing. This man is going to go all the way to the top of the business he's in, because he's got a great background. He knows how to communicate with people, and he's just learning the steps. So that's really what it is. It comes down to why. And that's something, frankly, that you have to ask yourself. But if you ever decide, because I remember some of the things that we talked about before, if you ever decide that, okay, I really want, whatever it is, you want to make $1,000 a week in the business so that you can do the things that you like to do, as opposed to doing the things that you have to do. I mean, working as a chaplain gives you all kinds of credibility with people, because people, you build a level of trust. Nobody that's a chaplain is going to do anything bad to somebody. We always have our best interests at heart. But there are other, I mean, we can just go up here and look at chaplains. So how many other chaplains are there on LinkedIn? There's 108,000 chaplains. How many of these chaplains are looking for some kind of an opportunity? 95,000. Hello? And it would take less than 10 minutes of back and forth texting or chatting for you to discover what here's one right here. He's open to work. He'd be easy to talk to. And he'd be easy to talk to. All right. And so what is he? He's been doing this for a year. He was a stay-at-home parent. So he's been doing this for almost 2 years, and he's looking for ways to make income. You have the solution to his problem. And from one chaplain to another. I mean, you could talk to 3 or 4 people like this every day. And and that's the way it works. So what I do differently, and this is different than the way we did coaching before, is we do one session where I'm going to jump back into your account. We're going to adjust all your settings, make sure they're fixed to be able to. We got to modify the content a little bit. Then I'm going to show you how to search, and I'm going to write the first message you're going to send, the second message you're going to send when they accept it, and then I'm going to write the third one. And then I'm going to give you 4 or 5 days to reach out to people. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to jump into your account, and I'm going to go right to your message area. And you're going to watch me. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to talk to all your people. I'm going to do it so that you're going to watch me show you who are the people you want to talk to, who are the people that you don't want to talk to, who's going to waste your time, and who would be a great candidate for your business. And then I'm going to turn you loose again for another week. And then I'm going to come back into your account and go back right back to the message area. I am going to talk to these people for you and show you. We're going to develop the scripts that will introduce the business. You're looking for people that are looking for business opportunity more so than they're looking for the products. And so that's the way it's working now. And hey, again, I could turn my I'm wearing 2 LifeWave patches right now. So it really is a terrific product, and you have again, you have to ask yourself why. And if your why is big enough, you will fall. You have to find the top. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But instead of being miserable and unhappy because I'm so busy doing the things that I don't want to do, then you need to redo a little bit of your you need to do a little redo a little bit of schedule. In fact, what I'm going to do here, let me just log out of my account. He didn't expect this. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to jump into Roland's account. And we just started working together. And hey, Roland.
Good morning, Max.
How did your call go with your prospect? What was it, Thursday?
Yes, she was very interested. It was a great call. George and Adrian did a fantastic job. And this girl is pretty well set on what she already had in the works, and she wants to put us on the back burner. She really was interested, so she wasn't just blowing smoke.
Well, the thing is that when they're ready, they pull the trigger.
Yes, sir.
They pull the trigger. So, for example, Marie, I can go into Roland's account. Hello. Okay, so I can just scroll down here. And these are all the people that he's talking to. And he does this at his own pace. And, when we get together, we jump into his account. We show him how to answer it. We show him what to do. And he is accomplishing in a very, very short period of time what some people take years or months to master. And he's having fun. Or at least the last time I spoke to you, you still having fun?
Oh, it's a blast. Yeah, it's had some great conversations.
Well, you have access to some wonderful people. Okay, you have access to people that you would never have access to any other way. And your profile sets you up to be perceived as the person that they want to know, that they want to meet. There was, I don't know whether I brought that up initially, but Robin had somebody that it was so impressed with her profile. She says, "Hey, I want to buy your book. I can't afford for you to coach. I'd love for you to coach me, but I can't afford that. You got a book, you got something how can I benefit from knowing who you are and what you do?" And your profile sets you up for that. Well, okay, so if somebody, let me answer that question, Michael. If someone has that on that profile that they're open to work, it doesn't matter if they've never posted anything. That frame around their picture is relatively new. It's relatively new. They could be messaging people. They could be writing to people. It's just that they're not posting. Okay. So what you do is you reach out to them and you'll see if they open it up and look at it. I mean, that's the best you can do. Now, on Sunday night, we have, we're just finishing up, the summer's over for all intents and purposes. And now we're moving into the fall, and the fall is historically the busiest time of the year for network marketing. People start looking for ways to make money so that they have money for the holidays. People start looking for ways to make money for all kinds of reasons. And now, because of the economy, more so than ever before, people are looking for ways to earn a living. And so Roland had his first three-way call with his upline. I mean, textbook example of how it works. Textbook. And you're all basically headed down the same road. So we'll see you all on Sunday night. You all have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Plenty of time to rank advance before the end of the year. Until next time, best of luck in building your business. God bless. And Marie, you got some, again, that's the big question. In fact, if I bring up, let me come over here and we jump into we just finished up the retreat. When somebody comes into the business, the first question that as their upline, I'll make this a little bit bigger here. Done a preparation. Okay. When somebody gets into your business, what do they want to accomplish? First, you got to be clear. Why are you getting into this business? You got to be clear. Family, financial freedom, new home, why? The stronger your why, the more whys you have, the better. Now, what is important? What do you want to accomplish? But why are you doing it? Because if you don't identify your why or have a strong why, say goodbye to the goals. But if you have a strong why, if you can look in the mirror and say, so I want to do this because I want to develop a side income so that I can do more charity work. I want to, or maybe I want to do less charity work. I want to travel. I want to spend more time with my horses, whatever it is. Why? So right now you're running around because you're trying to generate by your activity some income. Because if we don't do that, we're not going to get paid. Well, if you devote, it doesn't have to be, solid. It can be 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there, 20 minutes there. But your why is going to produce the kind of income that you want to achieve whatever that goal is. Catch up to you next time, guys.
I look forward to meeting Renata.
I will make sure that I introduce you.
Thank you.